All right, our objective today was to identify a DDoS install process. What we came up with was a couple different scenarios for the ACET unit. First of all, the benefits as defined are the RO labor savings, reduced waste and poor mixes, increased labor sales, increased material sales, eliminate paint related supplements, ID needed toners ahead of the repair and improve cycle time, reduce waste, and increase paint shop labor. Our categories are built on DDoS ACET in the pink, paint team or humans in the orange, the touch mix in the lighter bluish green. In the lime color is the repair planning. That's again human capital, and color mixing administrator is the actual person to mix paint. So first we've identified the traditional painter driven process that we're in today. As you can see, it spans pretty far out. And what it takes you through is begin, and the RO is assigned to the paint team. They look at the work order and they read it. They locate it in the vehicle and the parts. They prep and prime if required. They ID the color code on the vehicle. Then they pull out a variant deck and or spectrophotometer. If it's a spectro, they go down a different bunny trail. We'll get to that. Variant deck, enter the color code into the touch mix. Select the correct PPG variant deck. ID the correct color chip. Select variant chosen in the touch mix. Determine the quantity. Place empty cup on the lower tray. That's where we end up. Have to load and unload toners from the machine. So that's a step, right? Shake the bottle, quick shake of the bottle. Press mix. The ACET dispenses. The ACET sends a complete notification. That's the text message right here. Receive the text message. Come back. The person unloads the toners back to the shelves. They reduce the color. They stir the paint. They select the correct spray gun, load the cup, and then they tint with small bottles. These are the 250 milliliter bottles. We think we need a complement of those within any of these processes for a painter. So that's your traditional process. Now, let's come back where we took our first bunny trail on Spectro. Spectro needs to be calibrated, take readings from the vehicle, tether the Spectro back to the computer, download the reading, enter the color code in touch mix, then it matches the options are ID. The actual painter or paint staff will select the lowest number rating based on match, and then right back into the traditional steps down the line. Our next repair planning, and this is really the meat of what I was trying to get to, is a repair planning initiated process. So shops today are in repair planning where they meticulous tear down and disassembly. And we believe that's where we should be identifying the color. And let me take you through that process. Begin in repair planning, gather vehicle info, the VIN, the color code, the production date, the trim, the mileage, etc. All that stuff happens already there. The variant deck and or spectrophotometer again our top will identify the variant deck. We enter the color code into the touch mix, variant deck training, select correct PPG variant, ID correct variant color chip, select variant chosen in the touch mix, and then we come down here into assess mixing quantity, notify the painter ready for clarification. We believe that there's a training and trust step here for verification of color and mixed quantity based on the human capital that's doing the job. We believe that the painter initially will be doing this, but he'll be training folks in repair planning to do this at a certain point in time. Place empty cup in lower tray, load Proper toners on the ACET, quick shake of the bottle, press mix, ACT dispenses, sends notification, receive text messages, upload toner back to shelf, reduce color, stir paint, spray out needed, we're not sure, store paint for painters, signal to painter, color ready. Now, where that bunny trail took place again, Spectro training, Spectro instead of the variant deck, calibrate, take readings, tether, download, enter code, match option ID, select latest number of ratings, and then back to assess, mix, quantity, notify painter ready, and down the line as we just had. Now, one more variation to that is where we would have a separate person from the paint shop, or maybe somebody from the paint shop, like a prepper, would utilize these front steps into repair planning, and then we drop down into what we're calling the paint mixing person, okay, or the color mixing administrator. And they would take care of this on a once a day basis, if you will, or at least they would initially get the go list. If the shop produces 10 cars a day, they would need to stay in front of what needs to be mixed, and come in the morning, have their list, make the paint, also interfacing in the paint shop, whether it's to load and unload the booth, but they could be doing a lot of work in between making the actual paint on the ACET, and that would be their function along with other things in the paint shop.